Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the SpottedPompey podcast. It's been a while since you've heard my voice. Probably a good thing. I've heard my voice can get a bit annoying after a while. But we're back nonetheless. It's episode 3. It has been a while. Only because it's uni troubles, deadlines, whatever. I've been a busy person. So is Harrison. Say hello,
I
Harrison.
haven't. I have indeed. I've been very busy. Online training, even if you're nearly being made redundant, you still got to find ways to make the dough.
Exactly, Harrison. But I mean, since we last spoke, I think a lot of things have changed. Mainly
Definitely.
quarantine related things, I think. I mean, I don't even know what's
Well,
going on now, Harrison. How are you
it's
finding
good.
quarantine?
I mean, it's wonderful. I think we've spoken about this many times before,
Yeah,
but obviously, yeah, as you said, it keeps on changing. It's being loosened up. I think a lot of people are having a bit more fun with it.
I
I
think isn't
know.
there that
I know.
bubble
Yeah.
thing now? They introduced this bubble thing. I've not read too much into it. Like I think if there's a single child or something, they can now visit another household of another single child. Is that right?
Oh, that I'm not sure, man.
I mean, if that's the
Why are you reading
case,
about children? No,
well,
no,
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 no.
not. I'm not talking about children. I'm talking. This could open up a lot of opportunities for people. Maybe people in relationships they can finally, go for some cheeky action over the other person's house. And now that's allowed. I think.
Well, I think as we know, after most of these confessions, people are going through all extents to get a
Exactly.
bit of the D or a bit of the B.
I think everyone's getting desperate at this time. I think it's only natural being stuck indoors for the whole time. I think I've benefited it from you, to be honest. If you don't have to put up with your rubbish on a day-to-day basis. No, I'm only joking. But how you finding it? All right?
Oh, wonderful. I mean, I think you get to know yourself a lot better, get to think about your life.
I
I mean,
think maybe you know
I
yourself
know that
too
you have,
much
right?
from the sounds of it, Harrison. Or the way you just said it there. Hey,
Well, I think we've spoken in past podcasts about how intimate we get with each other and how that's not necessarily a good thing.
right. Anyway, this episode we're going to be talking about a few topics. We mainly just wanted to kind of briefly touch on the coronavirus, what's going on, how we find the lockdown. I personally just want things to be back to normal again. Like I'm getting fed
I
up.
want the pubs back. I mean,
Yeah. To be fair, like, I'm not too fussed about the clubs. I know a lot of Pompey goers. They like their clubs, Harris, and we know this, right? We've spoken about it before on the podcast. People love
of
their
course.
clubs. Me personally, I'm like you. As long as the pubs are back open, I don't care for that matter. I think
Well, I mean, they don't even have to. I mean, their doors don't have to be open as long as they're doing lovely takeaway at an affordable expense, and the queues aren't too long. I mean, I was going through Putney yesterday, and
yeah.
the fields were packed, and everyone had their draft beer just from the pub opposite. It's the way to do it. I mean, they're still making money, and everyone's staying safe.
I think that's the
Uh,
main thing. I mean, to be fair, with these lockdown rules in place, I think a lot of people have been breaking them anyway. Like we've seen, I mean, on Twitter, I've been seeing, people have just been sitting in Hyde Park. There's no social distancing measures in place. They're just sitting there with their mates.
I don't know. I mean, I was in Hyde Park yesterday, and I think within their groups, yeah, you're right, but people are people are taking the proper precautions. I mean, Hyde Park is massive,
That's
and now
true.
there's no tourists. They're able to, yeah, to do that distancing. But yeah, there are a lot of people in relationships having little cuddles, and yeah, the big groups getting high. And there's a big old bongo group having a nice gathering, and they're having lots of hugs. It's nice to see, but obviously, yeah, it does make you question what are the priorities here.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that. I mean, I would like to speak about the kind of the situation in Pompey with lockdown, but I've not actually been down there since uni ended. To be honest with you,
I mean, you've
um,
lost your roots, haven't you?
yeah, I mean, it's weird being at home every day. I think because I mean, I'm working from home as well. So although I've finished uni now for the second year, I'm still stuck indoors, like working. So it's like I've not escaped the stress. I've not quite escaped it. I think, and the thing is, I ended my uni term ended like a lot. And I can't speak today, Harrison. Crikey. I
Again
ended
and
up going
again.
on for a lot longer than most of the people I know. Like I was still doing exams and crap when people had been done for like nearly a month. Crazy to
Mm,
think. But anyway, enough talking about Corona. I think everyone's had enough of Corona. We just want things to be back to normal again. Hopefully, it won't be too much
indeed.
longer. I think they say in January. I think
Uh, we can't put a time
I
on it.
guess it's forever changing, isn't it? I think I saw
Mm.
in some parts of the UK that like R value has gone above 1 or something, which means that it's not going down. It's just going to stay the same. So
Oh no, yeah, everyone's going out.
But
It is
moving
what it is.
on.
We're here for
We're here for
Pompfessions,
Pomp Fashions.
Kieran.
That's why people come here. We're all fed up at the coronavirus. We don't want to talk about it. But something special has happened, Harrison. Something special has
What's that?
happened.
What's that, Kieran? Tell me. Tell me.
Well, Harrison, and everyone listening, I think you should all know, if you didn't see the tweet put out by Spotted Pompey yesterday, it has actually been the 2-year anniversary of the Spotted Pompey Twitter, Harrison.
Oh my
It's
goodness! I
brought
mean,
greatness to its
round
followers.
of
I mean,
applause.
on the 13th of June 2020, that was yesterday. We're recording this podcast on the 14th. We've been lazy fuckers, Harrison.
We've been extremely
Nah, we've
lazy.
just
I
been
mean,
very busy, I think.
if you have, sure, but I know I'm
Oi,
just straight up lazy.
right.
Oh.
But no, yesterday marks the 2-year anniversary of the Spotted Pompey Twitter anniversary. And what would we do without it, Harrison? I don't know.
I mean, that's a lot of Pompfessions right there.
It's
That's
a lot
2
of
years worth.
confessions. It fuels the uni life. I mean, especially for someone that, like me, that you know, because I don't live on campus, as I think we spoke about in the first episode. It probably keeps on coming up every episode at this point. I don't actually live
Everyone
on
knows.
campus. So the Spotted Pompey for me is my way of getting all the information, because I don't know really properly.
Get
Well, I
all
mean,
the hot goss.
I don't know properly what goes on, but I've got a good idea. But of course, Spotted Pompey, you know, the tweets, it allows me to kind of get an overall big picture. As if I was on campus, Harrison. The magic of
I know.
Twitter.
I mean, I don't even go there, and I feel like I know everyone there personally. It's
There you
lovely.
go. It's a lovely thing. But I thought today's podcast episode, I thought it'd be, you know what I mean? No, I thought it'd be exciting. I literally can't speak. I thought it'd be exciting to go back and read some of the early Pompfessions, which basically kickstarted the account.
It shapes the future.
Exactly. Shape future for the better, some may say.
I
Some of
mean,
the
some,
uni
not all.
officials of the uni bodies may disagree. But no, it definitely does keep us entertained. But Harrison, we've got to go all the way back to the beginning, starting with Pompfession number 1. Do you want to do the honours for me, please?
Of course. I mean, may I point out that this is 2018, July. I mean, it's a
2
long
years
old
have
time.
passed. It's a long time, innit? It goes by fast, though, to be fair, when you're at uni.
It does, especially when you got the Pompfessions keeping
Literally,
you
I'm in my
alive.
final year now. It's just flown by. Like, I've not even thought about this. What happens when I leave uni, Harrison? Will I still be the host of Spotted Pompey? We'll keep you updated. We'll speak to you in the next episode. But we'll worry about that
So,
later on.
I mean,
Pompfession
yeah,
number
we'll
1,
always be
Harrison.
worrying about this.
Let's read
So,
Pompfession number 1.
So, after a night out in Freshers, guy at GIDA
Geeders.
said
Harrison, I know you don't live in Pompey,
he
right?
would give
But you
me
got
a
to say
free
this right.
food every week for a hand job. Such a fucked and disgusting thing to say, but at least I got free food there now.
Right, so
I mean, that was poorly delivered.
I feel like
but
I interrupted you. So do you want to just say it again? Because I was bad. I love the sound of my voice, Harrison. I talk too much. You want to repeat that again, just briefly for anyone that didn't hear it, because I've got a big mouth.
Of course. So after a night out in Freshers, guy at GIDA said he would give me free food every week for a hand job. I mean, that's a good deal, wouldn't you say, Kieran?
Yeah, apart from the fact it's called Geeders.
What
Not
does that stand for?
I don't know if it even has. I don't know what they breed. I think it's just the name. I really haven't thought much into this.
Well, I'm just unconscious one. I apologise, but I mean, I think that's a good deal. That's a good deal. I mean, although this person says such a fucked up, disgusting thing to say, but at least I get free food there now.
I mean, this is a rumor. When I first started uni, Harrison, I did hear about this story. I wasn't even aware of Spotted Pompey actually, and I heard about this story how someone had supposedly got free Geeders for life, just for for doing sexual favors.
That's all right. What is this, a chain or is it an independent establishment?
I want to say they've got places around. I want to say, I don't know.
But they're not major.
No, I think I only know them for being on let's say commercial on Guild. Is it Guildhall Walk? I think it is. Just it's kind of like right in the main centre. They're kind of on nights out. It's right outside the clubs. People will go there for food. I mean, realistically, these places, they don't probably do the best food, do they? I've never actually eaten a Geeders.
I mean,
I don't know. At this point, why am I even doing the podcast, Harrison? I probably am the only person that goes Pompey Uni who hasn't had a Geeders. Maybe someone can treat me. Harrison, maybe you can treat me to a Geeders one day.
One day, we'll take a trip. I mean, even if you're not supporting this local business, this person definitely is.
This person
I mean,
definitely
who
is
needs
doing their
money
way
when
of
you get hand
supporting.
jobs? Yep,
Money
they're
doesn't buy
doing
you
their silver
happiness,
duty.
and that guy behind the counter, honestly, he's in a good place right now.
I mean, money may not buy you happiness, but hand jobs definitely do.
I mean, I wonder how he's being affected at this point. You know, lockdown's happening.
Oh,
Probably that night
he's
action, you don't get it anymore. My guy is craving.
he's getting plumb. I mean, you never know. They might be meeting up in graveyards like the past confessions, and they're
Oh, the peace
doing the old
gardens.
swaps. Yeah, the peace gardens.
The
Yeah, they're doing
peace
the swaps.
gardens.
Gila for hand job done.
Oh dear, but no, like summing up Pompey though in general, Pompfession number 2 here we're gonna read out. It says this person goes, showed Spotted Pompey Instagram to my mum, and now she's really debating on whether I return to uni or not for year 2. And I mean, I think it leads nicely on from the first one. Just it kind of goes to show you what really does go down in Pompey, whether that first Pompfession is true or not. I'm gonna say
Um,
it's true. It's like kind of like a myth, a legend, which you want to believe is true,
no,
just
I
because of the
believe
story.
this is a sacred account. If you write lies on here, you cannot be trusted. You know, there's a special place for hell, and you. I
This
mean
is true.
that.
This one is slightly more believable than your typical fairy tale. I'm trying to think of like one off the top of my head now. I was gonna say Peter Pan, but it's not really a myth, is it? Because we know he didn't exist. He's a character
I
which
mean,
from a storybook. But you know what I'm trying to say. This one is slightly more
I know.
believable.
Of
Um,
course. Well, I
and
mean, I think whoever sends their kid off to uni, I think they've got to be prepared for these facts. That they're
exactly,
going
this
to
is
be
something that
some
happens at all
disgusting
unis.
things.
So you know.
Unless you're Kieran McCusker, of course, then you behave like an honorary citizen.
I'm well behaved. I mean, I can be a bit Chico. We know this. Um, now, but I thought leading on from this as well. The other day, I went to go pick up my first car, and I'm proper excited, Harrison. Buzzing. You may have seen it on
Congratulations, by the
Instagram.
way.
I know.
Yeah, well
I
done.
feel like I don't know. I feel really bad, like really, really cringe, because I feel like everyone when they get a car for the first time, they post a post of it
No,
on
it's something to be
Instagram.
proud of, especially with a car like that. It's
For all of
proper
you
class.
wetbags, no, sorry, for all of you wetbags listening, no, for all of you people listening thinking
You
I'm a
scum.
wetbag, you're completely right. All right, I did put out that Instagram post. I'm sorry, I apologise. You
That's a
know,
top class mini though. That's something to be proud of. You're looking peng,
thank you,
sitting on the
Harrison.
top. You know what you're doing. You're
Sitting on
gonna get
top of it,
all the ladies.
I wasn't a pin-up girl. I wasn't sitting on top of the car posing here.
I don't
Um,
know. I mean, you go have a look for yourself and you comment down below that picture. You say pin up girl or not, because I think I
right.
know the answer.
Right. Well, it is on my Instagram if you want to see it. But literally the other day, I saw my aunt and my cousins after collecting the car. And basically, I was with my parents because, of course, I didn't really feel comfortable driving it back, Harrison. I let my dad drive it back. But you know what
Oh my, I
parents are
know
like,
that's
right?
shameful, Kieran. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry. I'm a disappointment for
I
everyone.
am disappointed.
But
Jeez.
basically, we know what parents are like. When they go around someone's house, you could end up being there for all day. Like you'll be there until the late hours of the evening. You want to get home already. You're just kind of sitting around. But at this point in time, Harrison, I hadn't even written the kind of running order for today. I didn't even know what we were going to be speaking about on the podcast.
Such a lack of commitment.
Yeah, honestly, we need to get a new host in ASAP. Like, cut it out right now. I mean, this is
Well,
not
I mean,
acceptable.
give a couple of years when you leave Pompey.
True, I've not got very long
That'll
now. You've got
do.
approximately a year remaining of me waffling on. So
Count the days.
you're counting the days. You got a little countdown app on your phone. No, but basically, I was kind of getting a bit frustrated because I'd collected my car. I just wanted to get home at this point. I'd had a tiring night the night before. And I was just saying, I was speaking to my aunt saying, I still need to write my script for today. And she's like, oh, script for what? I was like, oh, this podcast I do. She's like, oh, what's the podcast about? And that's where I was like, ooh, do I say this? I basically tried to explain it as best as I can. I said that every uni has kind of like a shit posting account. And pretty much how I do the podcast for our uni shit posting account. And her response was, why do you want to promote those sort of things? I said, it's a good question. It's a question I don't have the answer to. But it just goes to show you that people on the outside of uni will not understand this whole culture. They won't understand the kind of the Pomp Fashion account. but every uni has one. You can't explain it. They just have one, and the stuff you see on there, it's questionable, and you can't question it. You just go along with it, Harrison. What would we do without it though? That is what we got to
Why
think.
why would you question it? I mean, honestly,
Brilliant
I don't understand
entertainment.
your answer.
Brilliant
But tell
entertainment.
but tell me, did you end up just taking your car and go home yourself?
No, I
Because you
mean,
have that ability now, this freedom.
I felt kind of bad because I didn't feel comfortable driving it back, only because I hadn't driven on those
Uh,
roads. So,
I
and
mean, you have the freedom to drive to any peace gardens, to any Gidas, whatever you wanna do.
Harrison, forget Gators. I'll be coming to see you. I've not seen you in a while. First thing I'm doing is giving you a big old hug.
Oh, well, I'm not offering anything in return for that hug, Kieran, I'm
It's
sorry.
fine. I was just going to give out a goodwill, you know. But anyway, swiftly moving on. I just thought it was a good Pompfest to put in. I'm just briefly speaking about what happened yesterday. I thought it was funny how my aunt reacted. She's like, why are you promoting that? I
Oh,
don't
no,
know.
she'll be thinking oppositely to sending you to a uni next year.
She's definitely going to be more concerned now, knowing, like, sending off her children off to uni after hearing what she heard the other day. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I didn't mention any Peace Garden tweets. Didn't mention, anything along those lines. I just kind of said, right, this stuff is inappropriate. Wouldn't recommend your sons and daughters listening to it. My little cousins of mine, I wouldn't recommend it. But just don't question it. Anyway, Harrison, moving on. Let's read out the next Pompfession, please.
It's
Pompfession number 5.
Pompfest number 5.
Indeed.
So this is not me first person. I fucked a girl on a one night stand, and when she Facebook messaged me to say she was preggers, I had to block her. Man wasn't sticking around. I mean, if this
Or
doesn't
Uno?
sum
Was he playing a game of Uno after piping?
I
He do
think
be piping and playing
if
Uno.
this does not sum up the Pompey citizenship, or actually no, any uni
Stop saying
life.
Pompeii, alright? I know it's a disastrous place.
No, this is the way I speak. I'm sorry.
Right. Like a
Oh my
special man.
goodness. Kieran, if you were in this situation, tell us what you would do.
Well, this is the thing, Harrison. I don't think I'd ever find myself in this situation.
No, but the thing it's the ones you least expect.
You see,
it's
you
the
think
people
I
who
will
are
end up in this situation at some point in life, and I've got to start preparing now.
well, it's during uni. I reckon it'll happen during uni, yeah.
You
Yeah, the
think
player that you are,
the player
it
that
could
I
always
am,
happen.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's bound to happen at this point, isn't it? How's it
But
not
tell
happened
me,
yet?
what would you do? Would you block them?
No, I certainly wouldn't block them, but at the same time, shouldn't be getting in that situation to begin with. What a mess.
But
This
I
is
mean, obviously no one wants to be in that situation, but it happens
no.
quite a lot.
This is after a night out though, and it's like I just feel bad. Say, presuming that the girl keeps it, I'd feel bad for the kid. Like them being a product of that, and they'll never
I
know
mean
who the father is because he blocked her on Twitter or whatever, a number.
I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of influential and very successful people have been a product of stuff like this. I mean, nothing to be sorry about, but yeah, I feel sorry for the father.
You feel sorry for the father, sorry, after
Yeah,
he's
yeah. I
blocked the
mean,
person.
no, not in that way. I mean, I feel
Right.
sorry for the father that he feels the need to have had to block them, and he's going to miss out on all this because, as you know, once you block someone on Twitter, they can never find you. You are erased from existence.
Once you're blocked, you're blocked. You ain't finding them
Yeah,
again.
I don't
Um,
I don't know what's going
as
through his
this is
mind.
like a uni student, though, and I presume another uni student. I mean, it doesn't really go into much detail. Just as a one night stand. I mean, it could just be a Pompey local. I'm going to assume these two are students. So this was July 2018. They're probably still at the uni. So I want to know how this actually impacted the girl, like, because that's a big thing to have in your life. Assuming she does keep the child,
I mean, it could
does
have been
she?
last year. You never know.
Does she stick around at uni? Is that something you drop out over? I don't know. I can't really speak for
I don't
myself
know.
in this.
I doubt she'd be tweeting back to us to tell us what happened though.
I've not seen a
Unfortunately,
tweet since this one regarding this situation. I'll have to keep my eyes out. If you know who this person is, don't name them, but let us know what happened in the end. We'd love to know at SpottedPompey. I think it's a bit of an unfortunate place to be in, to be honest with you. I think the kind of how this, you can just tell that the guy who got with her is just a scumbag just from this tweet. Like his just phrasing and
I
everything he
mean, you
did.
don't know who you're insulting here, Kieran. This could be a very
What you
influential
reckon?
person.
Crap, I've not thought about this. I could be
This
in
could be the
trouble.
This could be the chancellor right here. You never know.
What? No, I'm not saying this because I'm going to get into trouble. I'm going to end up getting removed from the uni in my final year, and I do not want this happening. We're going to assume it's not the Chancellor. I would hope not, anyway. But anyway, I just think whoever is behind this tweet, Pompfession number 5, fuck you, you're a scumbag. That's all I'm saying.
Oh
I
my
feel bad for
goodness,
the girl. I
Kieran.
don't feel bad for the guy. Harrison, I'm ashamed to even think that you feel like he's a victim in all of this, honestly.
I wouldn't say victim. It's more of feel sorry for them in the fact that they. Oh,
You can't
yeah.
speak either. This lockdown's getting to us.
No, it's that he feels the need to have to do that, and he can't come to terms with
Can't
the
come, can
reality.
he? I mean, he must
Yeah.
do, right? He's impregnated her. No, I'm joking. But no, let's move on from that one. It's kind of it's funny when you first read it. The more you think about it, the more you realise
It's a sad,
what a
sad situation.
scumbag the guy is, and what a sad
You need to
situation.
stop calling this guy a scumbag. I mean, this guy he could be the head of SpottedPompey. You never know, man.
Mate, he
You
could.
never know.
I'm not thinking head of Spot Pompey. I'm feeling this guy could fuck me up. The next time in Pompey, I could be held at knife point or something. I'm scared for my life. I'm just gonna shut up. Let's move on. Pompfession number 7. This is, it's about the football lads. There's a lot of speculation about these people. There's a lot of stories that go on. Mainly drug-fueled tweets regarding the football, regarding the football team. But
A bit
Pompfession,
of a wacky lot.
yeah, from what I've heard, we know one of them, as I say. We're not gonna out him. I did actually nearly out him in that first episode. I had to beep his name out at the end.
So it's this controversial to be in the football lot.
Well, I
that
think
you can't speak their name.
a lot of the tweets that happen with the football lot, I think with any football team, it's just the way of life, and most football teams are like the tweets we see. We know our mate has definitely gone downhill since being in the football team. I'm not going to say downhill. I'm going to say he's got hooked on some things. That's all I'm saying. We're not going to
Drugs and
know.
alcohol.
Yeah, exactly. It's what keeps the world going round, Harrison. But Pompfession
Right,
number 7.
will you indulge us?
Here we
please?
go.
ahead.
Football lads can call me a faggot in pop world, but don't mind me sucking their dick on tour. With a lot of thinking emojis. Harrison raised eyebrows. And I just thought this one was funny. I had to put this in it. It was one of the earlier Pompfessions, of course, and I just found it brilliant. I don't know why. I just read it and laughed. I just found it hilarious. What's your stance on this?
I mean, it's a more of a thought-provoking tweet, I have to say. But the fact that they are, I mean, they're calling the fact that they're calling them a faggot, when
This is the thing,
in
right?
self-truth they might be themselves.
This is the thing.
It's,
I feel like without trying to be gender stereotypical in any way, because you got to be careful what you say nowadays,
tread
Aris. We're getting a lot of
carefully now,
trouble. Basically, I think the whole speculation with any sports team is, especially of one of a physical nature, like football, rugby, for example. These boys or whatever, they've kind of feel like they need to play like a certain role, like they need to kind of come across in a certain way. So in their eyes, they're
Ah.
big, they're tough. But the reality is, people's sexualities differ. Like you are
No,
gonna
I'm
have
not sure I agree with that, though.
you are gonna have the old gay person on a team, right? But they may not be willing to come out clean because they've got to put on this fake persona in essence because everyone else around them is like that. It's kind of like a hard place to come out.
I don't think that's just true. I mean, yeah, I don't.
That's
I'm
very
not sure I agree with that.
stereotypical. That's what I'm saying. But
Because I think back, I mean, decades ago, sure, definitely, but
Mhm.
now in a more modern era, I think if they are already existing within another group, like I mean,
Yep.
we say like being part of Roadmans and that you're
Yeah.
not. Yeah, I agree, but in the football lot, I think you have a lot of nice kids, and then
Bear in mind, this
they're
is the
not that way
Pompey
at all.
football squad.
Yeah,
Harrison.
I've never met them before, I have to say,
Nah, me
but
neither, to be fair.
I mean, I'm not sure. Yeah, if this guy's tweeting the thought emojis, I don't
Well,
think
this
there's
is
anything
what
to
got
think
me
about.
confused. This is what got me
Yeah.
confused. Like the fact that they're calling him by that name. But
When they're
it's like, but
comfortable,
they've
fall into that
they've
role.
partaken
Yeah,
in that activity.
yeah, I
There's
know.
something's not adding up here. They're either too afraid to admit that that they're gay or whatever, or they just were completely hammered and it happened.
Yeah,
We
I
we
guess
don't know.
if they're not open with their teammates about those going downs, then maybe, yeah, that's more of a self-hatred sort of thing. But
Potentially.
yeah, I mean, this one is less of a joke. It's more of a.
More of again, a tweet which kind of gets you thinking.
I mean, we're thinking way too much into these pop fashions. I
Exactly.
have to
This
say,
is this is
jeez.
ve turned into a very deep conversation. Um, but I thought I would add it in there anyway. I laughed at it the first time I read it. I
No,
wonder if our mate
it
was
is
one of
amusing
these
the first
people.
time. Yeah, yeah. Well, you
What was
never
our
know.
was our mate the person who partook in this? We don't know. We'll have to ask him next time we see him, Harrison.
Well, I mean,
Um,
you just got to hope that this football lad has come to terms with his being, and yeah, he's living a happy life now.
exactly. But let's move on from that tweet. Made us laugh for a bit. I feel like the laughing element of it is gone, like the one before. It's turned deep. It's turned dark. Not dark. Deep. Mainly deep. Pun not intended. Again with that first tweet. Let's
Jesus
read out the
Christ.
next confession, Harrison.
Okie dokie. So, Pompcast number 17.
Nice.
No, no, nice indeed. No better way to light up the revision period than a cheeky danger walk. Oh my goodness.
Danger walk.
A danger walk. No, no, this is even worse. A danger wank in the library. Disabled. Pull the cord. Beat the pork sword.
Oh
Fucking
my
hell.
gosh.
Pull the cord. Beat the pork sword.
Mate, this guy, like whoever wrote this, is obviously an English student. Because I tell you what, that writing is insane.
Ooh.
The wording, the rhymes, everything about it. If this person isn't an English student, I'll be very surprised.
I mean, have you
Let's
seen?
just read
I'm
that again for
sure.
us, Harrison. Read it again. Just that last bit for us, please. The cheeky, leading from cheeky. I need to hear it again.
So, well, no, I'm just going to do the other thing. No better way to lighten up the revision period than a cheeky danger wank in the library disables. Pull the cord, beat the pork swords. I mean,
Oh,
it reminds me of the scene in IT Crowds.
right.
I'm
I
sure,
don't
I'm
think I've
sure a lot
seen
of
it.
people. Well, let me paint you a picture. So
Right.
this, the character goes in to the disabled, and then this guy's not very socially confident.
Yeah.
He gets a knock on the door. He's like, "Are you disabled? Why are you in here?" And it's like, "Oh, somebody saw my wheelchair. I've fallen down," and he claims he can't walk. Which
Oh, good.
I think in this instance, if you were to pull the cord and then you don't finish in time, this guy's come to the door, and then they break it down. You're gonna have to play that card as well because you're not gonna have to stand up because obviously you will show what you are hiding.
Exactly.
You'll
Exactly.
have
I
a
feel like the minute you go out of the door, the look you give the person that's on the outside, they're gonna know it all. They're just gonna see right through you. Like no invisibility cloak is gonna hide that. Like they're just gonna
you-
know.
you're gonna have to claim some mad things. But I mean, this is a rendition of Danger Mike I've never heard of. I mean, I think
No.
we all know the classic of you're upstairs, you shout for a parent, to come up and you try and finish stuff before they see.
What? What?
This is the classic Danger Wank. That is how
Right.
you
I
do
can
it.
safely say I've never ever screamed for my parents, like waiting for them to... That's ridiculous.
That's the traditional Danger Wank tactics.
Why
I
even
mean,
put yourself in that position? Why?
why put yourself in this position that this kid's doing?
Right, but that's slightly different to calling to your parents and rushing the job. Do you know, like, that's
I
ridiculous.
don't know because you can get into proper trouble pulling a cord and claiming you're disabled, where just for a wank. Whereas
I mean, hey, it's what people go through just to cure the stress. I think, as we know, this person
kill the
said it's
boredom.
this revision period, right? It's like undoubtedly one of the most stressful things about uni is the exam period, getting your assessments done on time. The coffee fueled revision nights. You just spend hours until the stupid hours of morning. You've left revision to last minute, Harrison. It's nothing feels better, believe me, than just getting rid of everything off your chest. As I say,
I
I've
don't know,
finished.
Kieran. I think most stressful part would be having danger wank, and
What do you
the,
think?
the nothing feels better than coming before someone else's comes.
Well, based on this tweet, this guy is obviously using it as a stress reliever for exams, but I'm going to say there's a time and a place for this, right? I wouldn't recommend the school library, especially not in the disabled if you're not even disabled for a start. I mean,
This is the whole point of Danger Wank, though, Kieran. You got to live life on the
Or it's
edge.
just exhilarating. You know that
Literally.
anyone who's next in the Portsmouth Library, give it a try. No, don't give it a
Yeah, I
try.
mean,
Don't give it a try.
you got to feel bad for the disabled kids going in there, and they find this slimy texture on the toilet seat.
Part of me also feels bad for this English student. I'm just gonna say it's an English student now. We're settling on this. This person who wrote this tweet is an English student. I feel bad for them. You wanna know why, Harrison?
Why is that, Kieran?
What with COVID-19 and everything, of course, the school library is shut, which means
Oh my god, where they
so
put a Danger Wank?
exactly, where are they gonna do it? Where are they gonna do it?
Mm.
They're now in their halls. They're in their I don't know their student accommodation, their houses. They're not gonna be able to get away with it as easily.
Well, they're not
How did they
revised
deal with
anymore.
this? Well, how did they deal with the exam period? Is what I'm trying to say. It's just been and gone. Second year's pretty much over for most people. Third year, whatever. How did he get through that exam period? Did he secretly sneak into the library? These are the questions we've got to be asking ourselves, Harrison.
That's the ultimate Danger Wank
That
right there.
is the ultimate one. Can you get into the library without setting off the alarms and go in the disables? We're not going to leave that as a challenge. I wouldn't recommend this, nor do I condone it. But we
But
got to question it. We'd like to
I'd,
know.
I'd like to hear people's, most extreme Danger Wank. So, I mean, I honestly would. I think, breaking in somewhere, like maybe doing it in Buckingham Palace toilets, that'd be pretty
That
good.
is a proper danger one. I'll give you that.
I mean, that's an actual garrison, a military garrison. So you are having a Danger Wank
You can
in a
risk yourself
military
getting
base.
shot mid-sesh.
Yeah, literally. I mean, you're
Oh.
firing other kinds of bullets at these kids.
Fire up the ammunition. Fight fire with fire. Not quite the same. Do the risks outweigh the positives? I'd say not, especially not for you, Harrison. 1 minute is all it takes. You risk your whole life. Put it on the line just for a
It's
minute.
not much, no danger.
Not really much in it for you, really, is there?
No.
I
No,
think we can safely say COVID-19 making the Portsmouth Library a safer place for everyone. 2020.
Indeed.
None of that going on anymore. But anyway, let's move on. That's enough on that tweet. Pompfession number
I want
30.
Confession 30. Yes.
Come on, Harrison. You do the honours of reading this one out.
Oh, I mean, I did the last one, but I'll take it off your hands.
You can take off my hands. It's too stressful, this,
Okay.
Harrison. We're joking. Read
So,
it out.
a lecturer for statistics has been piped by me and 3 of my mates. What does that mean? Ports is a madness. What does he mean, piped?
Piped, he means he's fucked the lecturer. Or she.
Oh, I'm not down with the slang. Jeez Louise. So,
I mean, it's certainly interesting, Harrison. I love how you just completely taken back by it. You just went completely silent after reading it.
I mean, this breaks laws, doesn't it? Jeez Louise.
Well, I don't. Does it? I feel like it does. I feel like does it break laws though? Because everyone over in uni is over 18,
Oh, yeah,
right?
true.
And I feel like it's only illegal in the kind of secondary school and primary school sector. Of course, it has to be. And obviously, if any of that stuff is going down, screw the teachers involved because they're underage for a start. But with uni, I feel like it's slightly different. I want to say I've not looked into it because I've not considered it once. I can safely say. But does this stuff actually go down? This is what I'm wondering. Is this just a tweet that people have, confessed about just to chat waffle, if you know what I mean?
I don't know because it raises the question because there's always been this stigma about if this was an older man
Yeah.
and then he was doing this with
Doing the dirty.
with the younger females, then it's disgusting. But then if it was the lecturer was a lady doing it with a
Oh,
with a man,
you're
a
talking about
younger man.
genders.
Yeah, I'm talking about. I'm talking about genders. It'll be the dream. It's something to think about,
I guess so. I think the main thing we should be taken from this though, did it happen? Is this acceptable? Because this is basically, Harrison, if you think about it, the U equivalent, but for Pompey. The U on Netflix.
I've yet to see it, but
I'm
isn't
yet
that
to
about a
see it.
stalker?
It's about a lecturer at a uni who basically, I think, obsesses over one of his students, and stuff
Oh,
goes down,
really?
and he's controlling to the point where he kills off the friends. If this did take place in Pompey, I'm not quite sure it's going to be as over dramatized as that. I don't think he or she's necessarily going to be killing off students that find out. But
in all honesty, it doesn't sound like he gets that obsessed with any of them. He just skips straight on to the next
he
one.
kind of he sleeps around by the sound of it.
He's the he's the sole leader of the coronavirus spreader, isn't
He's the super spreader, a statistics lecturer from Portsmouth. I want to know whether this lecturer is still around in Portsmouth, or
Oh, yeah,
whether people put
2018,
on,
yeah.
because this is a while
2018,
ago
he might not
now.
be. Yeah,
You know,
he might have been
lecturers come and
ousted.
go. Could have been
This
outed.
this could be the
Um,
ultimate conspiracy, the ultimate cover-up.
Another thing to think about: is he the only lecturer? Oh, that's another whole different story. Oh, there are other
No,
lecturers
I
around.
doubt it.
I'm
I doubt
sure.
it.
To be fair, I feel like this is mainly just bullshit. I feel like this does happen, but it's just extremely unrealistic. I think
I
lecturers,
don't
they've got a
know.
level of professionalism, right, that they aim to keep to, and all uni establishments aim to keep to that. They kind of, you keep the two separate. You don't get involved, and it's best to leave it at that, I think.
Of course. But Kieran, tell us now, if a good-looking lecturer came onto you, would you say no?
Um, I'd
I'll
consider it.
take that
I'll consider
hesitation
it.
to strap, yes.
We're leaving it at that. I'm not going to say I would or I
I
wouldn't.
I mean, what if
Take
they
that as you
threw in
will.
a Gita?
A
Weekly
Guida's on
Gita.
top.
Yep.
Well, this is really starting to put the cherry on the cake here, iced on the cake here. I mean, I've never had a Guida's, Harrison. You're presenting me with
Oh, it's a
you
new
know,
experience for both of you then.
certainly. I'd be open to it though. I mean, to be fair, I think it's just weird in just general. It's just bloody weird. I don't know if I
You
would,
never tried it, don't judge it, my
but I
friend.
mean,
I mean,
Harrison.
speaking of Gitas, why don't you give us
Before we move on
confession
to the
what you
next
want?
one, Harrison, I just want to say
Okay.
that if ever this does become a thing, you know, the U version in Pompey, the U Pompey edition, we will be hosting open casting for the next series. If you want to get involved, we're going to be doing a casting call, Harrison. Not that kind of casting call. I know what you're thinking. There'll be no couches involved. For the U Pompey edition, who would you like to see in it? Let us know at Spotted Pompey. Give us some names, maybe your favourite lecturers. Who would be involved in this series? I've
Oh,
got a
good. I
few
mean,
in
that's
my head.
asking for a
I've
disaster.
got a few in my head which I think might be the right candidates. Um,
I mean, I can't comment on them. I don't know any of them. But
right.
I mean, it'd be good to see who's up for the running.
But no, moving on. This is pretty much going to be the last Pomp Fashion, Harrison. I think it rounds it off nicely for this episode. Pomp Fashion number 41. This is what it goes like. The girl I was seeing used to get free Gitas after a night out. I asked her how, and she just laughed. After reading this account, I think I now know how. The Pomp Fashion
And,
number 1. We spoke about it
and
earlier.
there we
And this is
go.
what I'm saying. The legend goes on, Harrison. It's something which is spreaded around, even for students that first start the uni. They will hear about the girl that got free Gitas. They will know. They would have heard the story.
Here's the myth, she's the legend.
The myth is, did it actually happen? This is what we go back to. We want to
I mean,
know,
yes,
does
this
she
is
still
proof,
get...
is it not?
I mean, yeah, this is completely unrelated to the... Well, it's related to the first tweet, but this is from confessed by a completely different person, and the story is still ringing true. So, Gitas, you got a lot of questioning to do. That's all I'm going to say. You know, we're going to be sending in a detective shortly to speak with you and sit down with you, because this has got to be consulted, Harrison. Is it
We will
fair giving
bust
out
the
free
truth.
Gitas? We're all going to want free Gitas of this, if it's this easy.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
actually, I
I'll
wouldn't.
do it.
No. I'm just gonna say I wouldn't partake in the actual activities because I don't swing that way. But
It
I'm
depends how
sure a
good
lot
the
of
Guinness
people
is.
would. Is there multiple people getting free Gitas? That's what we want to know. And the person who this is about, do you still get free Gitas to this day? This is what we want to know.
I mean, it doesn't change if that person leaves, you know?
I guess they could still go back and get their free Gitas. You know, they never forget a face. They never forget a hand
No, but
job.
I mean, I mean, what if the person there leaves Gita? I mean,
That's a
who's
good
working with
point.
the
I mean, then
employee?
then I guess it's onto the person to try and get an X-Pray. Friggin', find the next victim. I say victim. Makes it sound like a sexual assault. I mean, it's terrible. Don't do that.
Oh
Um,
no, please don't give me a hand job.
right, but I think that's a good place to end it. Let us know what you think about that pomp fashion. Did it actually happen? And do you still get the free Gitas? The lady in question. We would love to know. Let us know at Spotted Pompey. But I think that's a good place to end the podcast on, Harrison. As
It's been fun.
it's
It's
been a
been very
fun
fun.
one. I feel like we maybe could have included more pomp fashions for this special 2-year anniversary, but I felt the ones we picked, it gave us a good discussion point. I think
We're
next
slowly growing
episode,
the repertoire.
yeah, I
We're
think we're still getting to grips of everything. We've never done a podcast before.
we're
It's kind of
lazy.
well, no, I was going to go more on the point that we don't know what we're doing, but we're going to work it out as we go along, Harrison. So next
We
episode,
don't know what we're doing because we're lazy, Kieran.
right, we'll say we're lazy, but next episode we're going to be including some more juicy pomp fashions for you, because I think that's what most people come here for, Harrison. To be honest with you.
That's the only reason I come here, Kieran. I have to say.
Exactly, indeed. But anyway, guys, it's been me, Kieran McCusker, joined by Harrison Knapp, Spotted
Thank you very
Pompey,
much.
episode 3, of course, and we'll be back. We'll try and be back for next week. I think exams are all over now. We'll try our best to record that next episode for you peeps. And let us know in the comments. Did you enjoy it? Is there stuff we can improve on? Either way, we really do appreciate all the support. If you did listen today, let us know at Spotted Pompey.
And tell us about your danger wank.
And yeah, honestly, tweet at us, Spotted Pompey. Have you ever been in a danger rank scenario? And we'll include any funny responses next episode. But
We'll record all responses.
exactly,
I need to know. I need to know. I need the tips and tricks, guys. Come on.
we need the danger rank tips and tricks. But anyway, as I say, it's been me, Kieran, and Harrison, and we'll see you all lovely people next time. Peace, Alveda Zane, all of that stuff. Say goodbye to Harrison.
Ta-ra, my peeps.
Hurrah. Peace.